tell me the stories of Jesus. I love to hear things I would ask him to tell me if he were here. Welcome to Guitarlele Grampa. I'm Jim Henkel, bringing you a channel that celebrates Jesus in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. Let's see what today's video has in store. I love a new delivery to my front porch. What could it be? Find out shortly. I will say this, I am not thrilled about the shape that this box came in. It's torn, tape is all stretched and not tight at all. I don't know. I'm praying and hoping that what's inside is in good condition. Well, I got the lid off this damaged box and they've wrapped it really well. So still hoping and praying no damage to what's under the bubble wrap. Well, hooray, I see no visible blemishes on this Smith gig bag. We saw the battered box, you saw all the bubble wrap, you saw this gig bag, but you have not seen this. A Smith SSG-3 Acoustic Electric steel string guitarlele. And let me tell you, first look, really lovely instrument, really pretty. I like it. And I'm excited to add this to my arsenal. This is from Smith. The company is in Bend, Oregon, and is headed up by its founder, Shannon Smith, who's kind of the chief executive of everything for sound. She was very responsive to my inquiry about the instrument. She gave me a bundle deal when I asked for it. She attended to a particular need that I had at a post-purchase. In fact, she anticipated it ahead of time. So kudos to Shannon Smith, to her company, Smith, and this nice instrument. Wow. Now, it's very similar to a 1/4 size guitar. And in fact, if you were in the market for a 1/4 size guitar for perhaps a young student, or perhaps you have small hands and don't want to tackle the big old giant instrument, you ought to look at guitarleles in general, and at this model in particular, I would encourage you. There is a nylon string version of this same instrument. I'm thrilled to have this brand new Guitarlele, the Smith SSG-3 Acoustic Electric Steel String Guitarlele. Shannon has not revealed where they have these instruments built. It's overseas someplace. However, the instruments that they sell are designed right in Bend, Oregon, under the watchful gaze of a master luthier. Then they ship the specs overseas, and they get the instruments back at Bend, Oregon when they've been built. And again, they are inspected and set up under the alert eye of the master luthier and his team. The list price for this instrument from Smith at the present moment is $475. Now, I did not pay $475. I signed up for Smith's emails and discovered they do scratch and dent garage sales on a fairly regular basis, and so I just waited. And in the most recent such scratch and dent sale, disappeared. I was thrilled at the possibility, but I held out on buying until the last 3 hours of the sale. And then I sent an email to Shannon and said, hey, I really like this. It's been sitting there the whole sale. You willing to sweeten the deal? Would you bundle in your mini amp and a cable with this acoustic electric guitarlele? And she said, yes, she would do that for me at the price listed for the garage sale. Now, garage sale items are sold as is, no return, as is. The defect that the instrument has are documented with photographs right on the website, so I knew exactly what the problem was with this particular instrument. And let me show you what it is. See right here, just below the string 6 tuning peg, is a small blemish in the faceplate, and adjacent to it, a small scratch at the edge of the headstock. That's it. That's the damage on this instrument that took the price from $475 all the way down to $255. That's $220 off list. Man, I feel I got the bargain of bargain. The Guitarlele, a mini amp and cable, all for $255. Thank you, Shannon, for offering such a wonderful deal. All right, let me quickly run down the specs on this instrument. A solid spruce top, laminate, Ovancal sides and back. The spruce top is a nice light cream, and the sides and back a lovely, what I would call a chestnut brown. The graining is really nice. By the way, this is one piece, a one-piece laminate back. It's not bookmarked at all. Single piece. Sides are bookmarked here at the base. The top decoration consists of this really nice purfling that runs the whole perimeter of the instrument. It's a black, white, black, very thin ABS line, and the sound hole is encompassed by an abalone rosette, bordered again by black ABS rings. The bridge is Ovancal wood also, and stained a chocolate brown, topped by a bone, compensated. See the compensation. That bridge is not going straight across. It is compensated. Dips in height to help with the intonation of the string. The bridge pins are black ABS plastic with little white dots in the center of each pin. Moving on up the front of the instrument, the fretboard is also Ovancal wood, stained a chocolate brown. Note there are fret markers at 5, 7, 10, 12, and those are repeated as dots on the black ABS binding that sets off the fretboard and neck. The nut is bone, and this nut is not the material, but the width of this nut is the one thing that made me hesitate just a little about this instrument, because this is height. It's narrow. It's only 1 11/16 across the nut, with only 1 3/4 across strings at 9/32 between each string. 9/32 between the string at the nut. It's just narrow. And I've got fat finger syndrome, so you probably don't suffer from that. But some people like me, we have fat finger syndrome, and I want me to finger chords on strings that are that close together? Well, we'll find out. We'll find out sure enough. So the faceplate is again Ovancal wood. Again, notice the nice graining. It's open pore, stained that same nice chestnut brown color. I like the nice gentle curve that comes down here just below the 1st and 6th tuning peg and then curves to meet the nut. There's nothing blocky about it. It's a touch of class, in my opinion. And another touch of class is the rounded upper edge of the headstock and the Soundsmith logo, which is done in a holographic silver. I think it's a nice compliment to the rosette around the sound hole. We have cream colored ABS tuning peg that project to the side, and that's the front side of this instrument. When I flip to the flip side of the headstock, the base of the headstock is Okume wood, as is the neck and heel. The entire neck assembly, headstock, neck, heel, is all Okume wood. You can see the joint of the headstock to the neck. There's a nice scoop behind the nut, which helps the musician to find the first fret very easily. Nice feature. The neck has a nice rounded profile. Again, it is narrow, and it is relatively thin. The entire neck assembly is stained a nice maple color, and again, you notice very pronounced graining in the neck, just lovely to look at. Here you can see the joint of the heel with the neck. Again, this is all Okume wood. Okume is an African hardwood, as is Ovancal wood. And as woods go, these are considered environmentally sustainable woods, in that these are fairly fast-growing trees, and they are planting regularly to keep an inventory of these wonderful tone woods. So I'm pleased with Soundsmith's choice of materials in this instrument. You notice a strap button here at the heel of the neck and on the base of the instrument. And of course, next to it is the plug for the Fishman Sonotone preamp that's installed in the instrument. It's the jack, and there's the battery compartment. This is an active pickup, and there is a tone and volume control just inside the upper part of the sound hole here. So the overall length of the instrument is 31.5 inches. It's a 20-inch scale length. Inside of the nut to inside of the saddle, 20 inches. There are 18 frets, joined at fret 14. The body of the instrument is 14 inches from top to bottom. Upper bout, 7 3/4, waist 6.5, lower bout, 10 1/4, running in a depth from 2 7/8 inches to 3 3/16 inches. Just a nice sized sound box for a baritone scale guitarlele, comparable to most anything you would find out there in this scaling, including many quarter-size guitars. Oh yes, and also, I'm sure you noticed it, there's a nice cream binding at top and bottom where sides join to the instrument. This is just overall a very appealing package, and I'm excited to have it, especially at the bargain garage sale price that I paid. Gotta watch those sales. Again, this would make a great instrument for a guitar student or guitarlele student. What's the difference? A quarter-size guitar is tuned E to E like any other guitar, and this instrument could be tuned E to E. It's really owner's choice on that. But this SSG-3 from Soundsmith is built to be tuned A to A with steel string. That's why just below the top of the sound hole there, you see what might seem to be a screw. That's the truss rod to help keep that neck stiff against the tension of these steel strings. And they are tight. They are steel guitar string. I know exactly what they are because when I went to tune this instrument for the first time, I discovered that my C string had only half a wrap around the tuning peg and a cute little piggy tail swirling up from the peg. And long story short, it popped when I attempted to tune. So what am I going to do now? Well, no C string. Shannon! Shannon informed me that she had put an extra set of string in the pocket of the gig bag. Extra set of strings. Yay. And again, they're guitar strings. These are D'Addario EXP16 strings. You can check the gauges in the written review that's on my channel, posted with this video. D'Addario EXP16 strings. The Guitarlele is tuned 4 steps higher than a standard guitar. So to replace my C, I needed the G in the guitar string set for a 4th higher. G, A, B, C. The G in the guitar string set became the C on my Guitarlele. By the way, it's a phosphor bronze string set. I'm very pleased with this instrument. I find it to be really well built, very nicely designed, extremely lovely to look at. So in my mind, as for appearance, 5 stars are not enough. Both this SSG-3 Acoustic Electric steel string Guitarlele and Soundsmith, and I'll throw in Shannon Smith herself as well. You all deserve 10, a solid 10. A 10, yeah, that's right. Now, new strings need time to settle. Putting all this tension on these strings, and their natural inclination is to relax, and so they go flat. In most cases, they just go flat. So nylon, steel, it doesn't make any difference. They're going to go flat. So new strings get tuned more than old strings. Now there are some tricks you can do to try and speed along that settling process, but you can't eliminate it. You're going to have to let the strings settle and spend time tuning. That's all there is to it. Again, A to A. A, D, G, C, E, A. The bottom 4 strings are the same as any ukulele. G, C, E, A. And if you would tune this E to E, like any guitar, then you lose, in my mind, you lose what I call the uke effect. There's a brightness and a peppiness to that G, C, E, A of the ukulele that's here on this instrument with 6 strings. So you also then get a little more fullness. You have the 2 bass strings resonating there. It's not a deep bass. It's not a full-size guitar. It's never going to be as resonant as a full-size guitar, or even frankly, even a half-size guitar. It's smaller. The sound box is smaller. I like it. It's bright. It's cheery. It's Guitarlele-y. It's the uke factor. Now, I have expressed my concern about the narrowness of this fretboard at the nut, well, and all throughout. It's narrow. The strings are only 9/32 of an inch apart. They're tight. It's tight. However, there's an F. Ringing nice and clearly. Say the action is very light to the touch. Up here at first fret, 3/32 of an inch up off the fretboard. 1/8 at the joint, light to the touch. Can I say? A little CGF chord progression, just finger strumming. Nice sustain, good resonance, same progression, thumb pick. Still ringing. Beautiful sustain. Lovely resonance. Gotta like this. Gotta like this. SSG-3 Soundsmith Acoustic Electric Steel String. True confession. Come along, guy. The older I get, the less flexible, the less precise are these digits on this hand. So I will do some finger picking, sort of. Those of you who know how to do it can hopefully at least hear some of what this sounds like when you finger pick the instrument. Here we go. Same C, G, F. No awards, but there you are. Hopefully you can discern for yourself. I mean, listen. Rings out, rings out, rings out. I don't feel you can go wrong here. Acoustic Electric Steel String Soundsmith SSG-3. Personally, I don't think you're going to find anything at this price point that begins to compare, since we have the Fishman Sonotone preamp installed in the instrument, a baritone scale length, 20 inches. It's a lovely instrument. Fantastic resonance and sustain. Even at the $475 list, this is worth every penny. I got a fantastic deal. Garage sale price $255, bundled in with a mini amp and cable. Thank you, Shannon. I really appreciate it. Well, that's my review. Again, I've already said 5 stars on enough. Soundsmith, the company. Shannon Smith, the founder and chief executive of everything. And their SSG-3 Acoustic Electric Steel String Guitarlele. Solid 10. Highly recommend this instrument. If you like what you've seen, and maybe even some of what you've heard, hit like and subscribe to the channel. Guitarlele Grampa. I'll see you in the next video.